This week's vlog. Q&A section, Camber Sands. British springtime. God, it's bloody cold. Hey up folks, just a quickie today. I've got to dash into work. Come down to Camber Sands. Bloody freezing. Anyway, got a brew. I've got some questions through from you. Thank you very much to everyone that sent the questions through. Hashtag Q&ATP1 on any of the social media, or chuck them in the comments of the vids and I'll get back to you. Right, first one. You got any plans for another solo trip? And have you got any plans for coming up to the Scottish Bike Show? Tam Reid on Facebook. Tam, I didn't even know about the bike show, to be honest with you. If I get invited, I'll be there. I haven't got the money to display myself, so if someone wants me up there, I'll come for sure. Plans for another solo trip? Round the world? No, can't afford it. I'm still paying off the last one. I have got tentative plans for 2019, I think it is, to go and finish the Americas. So ship across to Chile, ride down to Ushuaia, and then ride all the way up to Dead Horse. That'll probably be about a 3-month trip, I think. But again, early days, who knows what will happen in the meantime. Next one, local currency in South America. Did you bother, or did you just use US dollars? Andy O'Hare on Facebook. Andy, I know you've got a big trip planned. I purely had dollars on me for America, and then once I got into a country, first cash point, I would just get out some local currency and go from there. It's really easy, mate. There's cash points most places, except Mexico. If you're coming into Mexico from the south, use the cash point at the border, because after that it's about 150 miles, I think, until I found the next cash machine. Most places will take dollar anyway, but not southern Mexico. I would be interested to hear your thoughts on motorcycle thefts, etc. What do you recommend? We'll wait for the tractor to go by. Right, what do I recommend? Adam Rawls on Facebook. Adam, it's getting beyond a joke in London now. It's pretty much an epidemic of bike theft, I would say. We as police, there's not much we can do about it, to be perfectly honest with you. Sounds terrible. We're not allowed to chase them. If we chase them, they crash, they hurt themselves, or they hurt somebody else. It's deemed as our fault, and we can effectively lose a job for it. I'm not doing that. So our senior brass tell us just don't bother chasing them. So they know they're going to get away with it. Until that is rectified, it's just going to keep happening. If you come into London with your bike, if you can't park it in an underground, secure, CCTV guarded car park, and you have to park it out on the street, try and bring the worst bike you possibly can. So if you've got a couple of bikes, take the crappiest one, if I dare say that. No matter what you bring, at least have a big heavy duty padlock and chain. But these slags go around with battery operated grinders, and they'll have them off in a minute, 2 minutes. You've all seen the videos. They do it. They don't care if people are watching. A cover, I would say, is a very, very good investment. Take a cover with you, put the cover over the bike when you park it up, because they will go for the easiest option. Whatever is the easiest option, they'll do that. And the biggest one, get a tracker. Honestly, get a tracker. I never thought trackers before, but they do work. If we can get to them quick enough. The counter of that is that the slags know where the trackers are generally mounted on bikes, so they take them away, take them down an alley somewhere, strip the bike, find the tracker, take the tracker off, and woof, they're off. The tracker's a good investment. Next one, now your life's over, having bought a GS, what type of pipe and slippers will be on your next review? Paul Medcalf on Facebook. Very good, Paul. Yep, well, I've got the GS, I've got the fat belly, I've got the beard, but life's far from over. If you've not seen my review on the GS, have a look at it. It's definitely a wolf in sheep's clothing. Hi Bruce, if you were going to ride around the world again, would you ride a sports bike or an adventure bike? Adam Smith on Facebook. Well, sorry, Andy Smith on Facebook. Andy, I get asked that a lot. If I was to do it again and hadn't done it the first time, then I'd definitely still take the sports bike. Now, I've done it, you know. The sports bike was for me, it was something I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I've done that now. I don't feel like I've got some massive thing I need to prove to myself anymore. So yeah, I think if I went, I would probably take something like the GS or equivalent. It's more comfortable, it's more practical. It's actually a better ride, I think, to be perfectly honest with you, and it just opens up a lot more doors to you. If you want to take it off-road, then, you know, it's far easier to do than the Gixxer was. Having said that, if a manufacturer got in touch and said, we want you to take this bike, I would be daft not to take that bike. So, who knows, watch this space. Hi Bruce, what's your favourite route, road in Scotland and why? Chris Stallard on Facebook. I don't really have one favourite, Chris. I love from the Green Welly all the way through Glencoe, and then you start heading your way up towards Loch Ness, run along the north side of Loch Ness, up to Inverness, And then from Inverness all the way up to John O'Groats is that coast road. Can't remember the name of it, but it is phenomenal. Any of the Fireblade boys that came on the trip we did to Scotland, there's one word sums up that road. Pow! It is rapid. For general beautiful scenery, great roads, the northwest of Scotland is hard to beat. In fact, I don't think it can be beat in the UK. Yeah, probably northwest Scotland. If you had to ride every day for a month in one part of the world that you have been to before, where would it be and why? Mike Sandham on Facebook. There's three places I would love to try again. South Korea, because the mountain roads are just amazing. Japan, because again the mountain roads are amazing. And is it the Blue Ridge Mountains? Is that right? Or the Appalachian Mountains? Where Tail of the Dragon is, or the Dragon's Tail in the US. Sort of North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, that sort of junction all around there. That was just amazing. I would love to go back and see all that. Beautiful. Of course, Spain. I think Spain's still my favourite place in the whole world to go on a bike. If I had to live somewhere and never ride anywhere ever again, it would be Spain. I'd be happy staying there. When you finish your world trip, did you feel like just carrying on and not coming back, even just for a minute? Mike Sandham, again, on Facebook. Well, Mike, there were stages definitely where I was totally in love with it and thought I could do this forever. But I did miss Nikki, I did miss my son, I missed family, friends, and at times I even missed, this old way of life. My job, sitting in my pants on my sofa watching my TV, I missed all that. I was ready to come back, I have to say, but I don't regret it for a minute. Apart from your clothing, what's the one thing you would never not take with you on a ride? Mike Sandham on Facebook. Mike again. Got to be my phone. Don't go anywhere without my phone. Lifesaver. Do you like battered Mars bars? Brian Jones on Facebook. Do you know what I do? I've had them once before. My son got them for me. They're very sweet, but yeah, they're not bad actually. Give them a go if you're next up in Glasgow. Apparently the new thing is battered cream eggs. That's going to be sweet. How did you find travelling on your own? Deeply depressing or best thing ever? Paul Metcalf, Facebook. There were times when I would love to have had people there so they could experience what I was experiencing and seeing, but there's other times when, I think being by myself aided me in that people were more inclined to come over and talk with me and offer a bit of help. So it's a bit of a, not a catch-22, but it's one of those things really. If you've got somebody with you, then you've got the company, you've got the reassurance, and there's somebody else there to experience all that with you. But on the flip side, there's somebody else there to experience all that with you. So I would probably go by myself if I was to do it again, but I would be happy for people to come and join me. These blooming seagulls. At what age did you perfect the legendary Brucey lunge, the lady killer dance move of Strawberry Moons 2002? Pete O'Donnell on Facebook. They were good days, Pete. Very good days. The Brucey lunge. Woo! Will you be retiring from the police to do this as full-time career or keep things the way they are? Lee Shaw 812 on Instagram. Lee, I would love to, but financially this doesn't pay for my fuel, let alone cover the mortgage and everything else. So at the moment it seems to work quite well that I can tie things in between my day job in the police and doing the tours and the vlogging and everything else that I do. So to be honest, I'm perfectly happy doing that. I enjoy my job at times, and it allows me to do this. Did Delta Energy ever give you that cash infusion when you hit Houston as promised? That's GIF1602 on Instagram. GIF, yeah, they did. I was really lucky with Delta. They were an amazing sponsor. I had to get to Houston and they would give me the last bit of the sponsorship funds. So when I got there, true to the word, they did, and a little bit more actually, to be honest. Delta were awesome. I was very, very lucky with them, and Martin and Bob and everybody at Delta. I can't thank you guys enough, as I keep saying, but I was very, very lucky to get them on board. Will you ever try doing Africa's West Coast again? Rushforth on Instagram. I think I will one day, but I think Africa certainly for me is somewhere that I would have to really want to do, and at the moment I don't. I'm kind of enjoying things at the moment, so it'll keep for another day, but that other day will come one day. Right folks, that'll do us this week. Sorry it's been a quickie, but work is damn busy at the moment, as I'm sure you'll appreciate. Hope you've been able to hear me because the wind is howling through on this beach. Look after yourselves, remember to subscribe, check out the other vids, keep your questions coming with the hashtag QNATP1. Alright folks, this'll do. Take care now, live your life.